XRP is all over the news because of the potential end to its long-running litigation, its potential integration in the US strategic crypto reserve, the possible upcoming spot ETFs, and the rumor that 80% of Japanese banks are ready to adopt it, and also some potential derivative trading on crypto exchanges. That's a lot. So let's unpack everything and understand what's the potential for you and I as investors. And we're going to do that as soon as you click the like button for the YouTube algorithm. Thank you very much. Let's get started. XRP was launched in June 2012 by Ripple Labs and saw some good adoption and growth as a finance-focused token and, more importantly, as the backbone for the financial system from the get-go. As mentioned in its mission statement, through blockchain technology, Ripple enables global financial institutions, businesses, government, and developers to move, manage, and tokenize value, helping to unlock greater economic opportunities for everyone, everywhere. What a mission! It got into trouble with the SEC in 2012 under the pretense that Ripple Lab was offering unregistered securities, and the litigation is still ongoing. Though recently the complaint got dropped from the SEC website, it seems negotiations are still ongoing and we might be going for an out-of-court settlement to be able to go forward, especially as the president of Ripple Labs seems to be close with the administration. If the litigation is dropped, it will be a big confidence boost for Ripple Labs and XRP in general. And its price has been going up a lot in the past few months on these rumors and a lot more. Now, you might have heard about Swift and Ripple getting together. It sounds great, but what the heck is Swift? It stands for Society for Worldwide Interbank Financial Telecommunication. It's the interbank system through which they exchange information for payment. All the banks in the world talk to each other with Swift. And the best way to hurt a bank or a country's banking system is to cut it off from Swift. For example, what happened with Russia after the war with Ukraine. Now, this system is so massive that it transacts $150 trillion per year. How big is that? It's about 1.4 times the total amount of goods and services produced by the whole wide world, or the GDP. It's just massive. And Ripple is being integrated into Swift. Yes, it's huge. It potentially can bring it to the forefront of global payment. Of course, it's not going to happen overnight and it's not going to replace Swift. But being part of Swift in itself is a big step forward. It could make interbank and inter-country payments faster and cheaper than it is today. And that's not all. There is also ISO 222. ISO 222 is a global financial messaging standard that offers a common language for exchanging data between financial institutions and payment systems, such as Swift. And it primarily focuses on replacing different messaging protocols and formats used across different financial systems. Whew, that was a mouthful. What it means is that all the banks need to be ISO 222 compliant by November 25 this year. And actually the Fed already replaced its Fed wire services on March 10th to be ISO compliant. That's great, but what the heck, again, does it have to do with crypto and Ripple, you might ask? Actually, cryptocurrencies that adopt this standard will be able to talk the same language as the financial system, but also be able to speak to each other. So facilitating their potential integration in the financial system bridges the gap between the traditional financial system and cryptocurrency, or DeFi, what we've been waiting for this whole time, and what was the pretense actually for crypto for everybody. So you see where it's going there, right? Crypto could actually become a practical mean of payment or supporting other means of payment that we've been using all this time. And actually, Ripple is one of the few cryptos that's already compliant with ISO 222, together with Cardano, Stellar, IOTA Quant, and Algorand. So of course, it's not going to happen overnight again, but the potential is massive, and the scrutiny and the interest for XRP and the others. But XRP is getting even more scrutiny and more interest because it has one more thing up its sleeve and that's called tokenization. The XRP ledger is very fast at 1500 transactions per second with very, very low fees. And that's compared to ETH with 30 transactions per second or Bitcoin with only 7 transactions per second. And it has a built-in decentralized exchange that permits the trading of financial assets directly in the ledger. This could help make one of the holy grails of financial institutions a reality. This could permit all of the trading of stocks, bonds, ETFs, any potential assets through tokenization, making the market cheaper and more efficient. This could become a complete bonanza for Ripple investors, of course, but also for any investors because of all the fees that would become lower, a market that would be faster, open 24/7, a complete revolution of the way the financial markets have been working so far. Living in Japan like myself, I must place order on the US or European stock exchange, right? When I buy ETFs or mutual funds. And I have to do it without information and I don't have access to after-market transaction. I need to wait and I don't have everything I need. This would solve a few issues like this one and make things a lot cheaper. So a lot of potential benefits for financial institutions, companies, and investors like you or I because of a much more efficient financial market through tokenization and in that a big role to play for the XRP ledger. The recent US presidential decree about the cryptocurrency strategic reserve is supposed to also include Ripple, Sol, and Cardano in addition to Bitcoin eventually. That got everyone really excited. This, of course, is fueling speculation that it would help speed up the launch of several Ripple spot ETFs that are waiting for the SEC to authorize them. To date, there are 6 of them from Bitwise, Grayscale, 21 Shares, Canary Capital, Wisdom Tree, and CoinShares. And according to JP Morgan Chase, this could help an extra $8 billion to flow into Ripple. Why? Because big traditional financial institutions would be more willing to actually invest into Ripple via an ETF rather than go through crypto exchanges to do so. We've seen that going with Bitcoin when the Bitcoin ETF was accepted, and that really helped the price of Bitcoin to go up. Not only that, but it really helped. However, that wasn't the case with ETH, so we have to take this with a grain of salt. It's a possibility, but it's not completely confirmed. And just before we discuss what it means for investors like you and I, whether you're based in Japan or not, it would mean the world to us if you could give this video a like and maybe subscribe if you haven't done it already. That would help us a lot with the YouTube algorithm. Thank you very much. Now, Ripple is the second most popular crypto asset in Japan in terms of holding, just after Bitcoin, after passing ETH late last year. And Bitflyer, a top cryptocurrency exchange, has just announced the arrival of a CFD on both XRP and ETH, meaning that it would let investors trade Ripple derivatives on its platform with some leverage. This would, of course, fuel speculation, but it also means there is demand and support for the token in Japan, which is one of the largest crypto countries in the world. And Bitflyer happens to be the exchange I use here in Japan, and I happen to have a referral code for you if you're interested. You will get something and I will get something if you sign up for an account using that referral code. Make sure it makes sense for you first, of course. Link down below. Thank you. And actually, Bitflyer is not the only one offering some kind of derivative product for Ripple. SBI FX Trade, which is another exchange belonging to SBI Holdings that I will be talking about very soon, already offers support CFDs for Ripple, Bitcoin, and ETH. You may have heard or read about a rumor that says that 80% of Japanese banks will be using Ripple by the end of March this year. So I looked into the sources. I was only able to find one declaration by Yoshitaka Kitao, who is the chairman of SBI Holdings, and he was mentioning that 80% of Japanese banks have started preparation to be able to adopt Ripple by the end of 2025. So it's not the same timeline, but it's quite promising nevertheless. Now, I need to remind you that SBI has been a long-time supporter of Ripple and an investor and does a lot of things with XRP and has actually already adopted it into its own cross-border payment system. So he may be actually beating his own drum. So let's take it with a little grain of salt. The Bank of Japan, or BOJ, had previously announced that its intention to support Ripple for international payment. So it's going overall in the right direction if we consider the Japanese banking system. This alone, if it comes to reality, would bring a lot of potential for Ripple Labs and Ripple as a system and as a token. And it could support its price in the long run and adoption all across the world, because Japan is quite a massive banking system, being the fourth economy in the world. So there's a lot of good news for Ripple on the horizon, with its popularity among banking institutions and crypto investors alike across the world. It makes a lot of sense to look at it in a little bit more detail. Some even speculate that its price could go up to $25, $50, or even $100 if everything aligns perfectly, which would be quite the jump, with its price being at $2.33 at time of this recording. However, there's still a lot of speculation. We're talking about crypto after all, and a lot of things need to be put in a certain order and be achieved before anything actually impacts its prices a lot. And we know its price has been going up and down a lot. And that's always the case with crypto. So as I mentioned before, it might be better to keep your crypto holdings at a maximum of 5% of your overall investment portfolio, and don't risk all of your unearned money YOLOing everything into Ripple just based on a few information. And please don't take any financial advice from me. I'm just someone on YouTube sharing the information I find for myself for entertainment purpose. So talk to a professional and do your own research before making any investment decision. Let me know in the comments down below if that was useful and what you think about the recent moves with Ripple and crypto in general, whether you are in Japan or not. And if you like this video or learned something, please give it a like and do not hesitate to subscribe if you haven't done it already, and to grab the Bitflyer referral code down below if that makes sense for you. If you want to learn more about Japan and personal finance, you can check these videos. Thank you again for watching, and until next time, goodbye!